it's Jess with Kinder Stampo, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and fun card using some simple stamping techniques and some basic products. So let's go ahead and get started. I know there's a lot of times when we go ahead and we buy a stamp set and it has all of these images, and in this case I'm using one of my Hero Art stamp sets. And we use some of them, but we don't use all of them. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I want to create a background on my page. So this will basically be the base of my card. So what we're going to need for this card is a stamp set. Any particular one works perfect for this. We're going to need any distress pad. This is optional. You don't need to do it. I like to distress all of my projects, so I'm using Tim Holtz Distress Ink in Victorian Velvet. You'll need a scissor, some twine in any color, 2 coordinating markers that you'll use to color in your image. You'll need Memento ink. You'll need a small acrylic block for your sentiment, and a 4x6 acrylic grid block to create your background image. You're also going to need your card base, and in this case this one is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And you'll need the piece of paper where you'll stamp your image. So this one is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I also am going to be using my corner tromper on this project. So let's go ahead and put these to the side and get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, and what I've done is I've laid out a bunch of different images on here in no particular order, just to make sure that it fits the grid space of my paper. So there's some raccoons, some little fairies, little mushrooms, just a wide variety of the images that are within this stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and take my Memento ink, and I'm going to ink up all of the stamps. So just press evenly onto the stamps. When I'm using a lot of stamps or a larger stamp, I like to press the stamp head onto the stamps rather than have the stamp press into the stamp pad. I find that that works better for me. So now we have it nicely coated. You'll see that all the image is covered. The next thing I do is I take my piece of paper, which is my project paper, and I just place it on top of the image. So, and I just rub down on it. Make sure that you just don't shift it too much, because you don't want it to get all over the place. You can also do it the reverse way, where you put the paper on your table and then press the stamps onto the paper. This is just a style preference again. And then you'll get something that looks like this. You'll put this over to the side, and then you'll grab your smaller acrylic block and any sentiment. In this case, I'm using a sentiment that says "There's no one like you." And you see in this case, because I'm only using one image, I'm going to press into the stamp pad. So there we go, and then I'll just position it on the bottom right corner of this page. Perfect. So that's kind of what I was looking for. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 2 coordinating colors. Doesn't matter. In this case, I'm just going to be using lime green and pink. These are stamp markers. Doesn't really matter. You can use crayons, whatever you wish, and just kind of color random areas. Keep in mind that I want a lot of the black and the white to still show for this project, so I'm not going to color all of it, and I'm just going to color some of the images and leave some of them completely black and white. So you see how quickly this goes, and I'm just coloring the bottom of the mushrooms and alternating like that. I'll go ahead and color my little butterfly here. And I'll color the dress of my little fairy like that. there's a lot of times when I need to do a little last minute card and I don't want to have to put too much thought into it, but I do want it to come out cute, and I find that this is a really fun way to make a fun card and also use your complete stamp set, which sometimes doesn't always get used. So creating a background and just coloring it, I think creates a really cool effect. So I'll go ahead and color this. And remember, you can color as much as you like, as little as you like. This is just a quick way to make a fun card. So I'm doing not very much. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and the corner chomper has a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch side. I'm just going to trim it on the 1/4 inch side, like that. And let's just, I didn't put it in correctly. There we go. So now we have all of our corners cut. I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Distress ink and the distressing tool. I'm just going to lightly dab into there. And I'm just going to ink up the whole perimeter. This is a fun way to just add a little more dimension to your page. A lot of times I do stitching, but when I'm kind of in a crunch and I don't have the time to do all of the stitching, I find that this works really well. So I'm just adding a little bit of color around the edges. And you can use any color for this. This one I'm just using Victorian Velvet. Let's put that over to the side. I'll go ahead and grab my twill, and I'm going to use another kiwi color here as well. And this is super simple. I really love the way Baker's Twine works. You just kind of just wrap it around like this, and you'll cut it off. And the way that Baker's Twine works, it's really gives you a lot of flexibility. So you see how you see the page is kind of causing a curve like that? Don't worry about that. Baker's Twine will allow you to adjust that even if you make your knots a little too tight or too loose. So you see, I went ahead and I did that. And now we'll just go ahead and adjust it on the page. And these are a little too long, so we'll just go ahead and trim those. So you see I've gone ahead and moved them. And now we're just going to trim these little scraps that are here, like that. We're going to go ahead and take our card base, and we'll use our Helmar tape runner for this. You're just going to turn your card around and put some tape along the back of this. The Helmar tape runner is really super sticky, so you don't need to put too much tape, and it will securely leave your card in place. So here we go. Make sure that it's nice and straight, like that. And then the next thing I do is I grab some stickles, and this one is my favorite stickles. It's called Icicle, and I'm just going to color in with the stickles everything that I colored. So there's going to be glitter on top of only the areas which I've colored, because I want those areas to be the ones that look three-dimensional and have extra details. So again, I'm keeping everything that's black and white still black and white, and only the colored areas are the ones that are going to have the most vibrancy and dimension and pop out on your card. So there we go. So again, it's super quick card you can make. I've made it in under 10 minutes, and it turns out super sweet, and it's a great way to make a last minute card for one of your friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to sharing some more stamping techniques with you soon. Thanks for watching.